There are many ways to tell the story of a man. Through his songs, his fame, his legend, or through the memories of those who loved him quietly, in the spaces where the world couldn't see. For Elvis Presley, love was never an act, it was a language, spoken through kindness, laughter, and the way he made people feel seen. Over the years, the women who shared parts of his heart have all said something strikingly similar. That Elvis was, above all things, good. He was respectful, tender, funny, and deeply caring. A man who loved with all he had to give. This is not the story of romance and rumour. This is the story of kindness remembered, of a man whose warmth lingered after the spotlight faded. Those who knew Elvis in his youth remember his manners first. Always a gentleman, they said. Soft-spoken, polite, thoughtful. He opened doors, pulled out chairs, sent handwritten notes just to say thank you. He was raised that way. His mama taught him that kindness and respect were the marks of a true man, and it stayed with him his whole life. The women who knew him often spoke of how he listened. Really listened. He would ask about their dreams, their families, their faith. He'd make you feel like the only person in the room. They said being around him was like standing in sunlight, warm, bright, and safe. Elvis never saw love as control. He saw it as care. He was protective, yes, deeply so, but always gentle. He'd write letters filled with encouragement and prayer. He'd send flowers, poems, even books that had inspired him. Many of the women who loved him said he could be playful one moment and quietly spiritual the next. He'd talk about the soul, about God, about destiny. He once said, "You don't just fall in love with a face, you fall in love with a heart." And he lived by that. They remember him as the man who wanted connection, not conquest. He was famous for his charm. Those close to him say it wasn't an act. If someone was upset, he'd stop everything. He'd hold their hand, look them in the eye and ask softly, "What can I do to make it right?" He loved laughter. He loved making people smile. He'd sing just to cheer someone up. Tell stories until they forgot what they were sad about. And when love ended, as love sometimes does, he never spoke with bitterness. He always wished them well. Many of his former girlfriends have said he was kind to the end. That's rare, and it tells you everything about his heart. Even decades later, the women who knew Elvis still speak of him with affection. Not fame or regret, just tenderness. They remember how he treated them with dignity, how he valued their opinions, how he saw them as equals when the world didn't always. He could be romantic, sending love notes folded in napkins, or making late-night phone calls just to say, "I miss your smile." But what they remember most is how genuine he was. He didn't fake feelings. He didn't pretend to love. He loved for real. And when you love like that, people never forget you. So many women who spent time with Elvis remember his sense of humour. He loved to make people laugh. He'd mimic accents, tell stories of perfect timing, and double over with laughter when someone teased him back. He wasn't above silliness. He enjoyed it. That playfulness made him feel young again. They said he had a boy's heart in a man's body, a childlike joy that fame could never take for him. He was also a romantic in the purest sense, singing softly to someone he loved, or quoting poetry late into the night. These moments weren't performance. They were Elvis being Elvis. Elvis often shared his faith with the women closest to him. He'd talk about prayer, destiny, and the afterlife. He believed that love never dies. It just changes form. More than one person recalled how he had stopped mid-conversation to quote a Bible verse or share something that touched him deeply. He once said, "I think love and faith go together. If you've got one, you've got to have the other." He treated love like a sacred thing. It wasn't casual to him. It was holy. And that reverence made those who love him feel cherished, not possessed, but truly valued. Even when relationships ended, Elvis stayed kind. He kept in touch with many of his former girlfriends, checking in, sending cards, calling in to ask how life was treating them. They said he never turned cold or cruel. He didn't carry grudges. He carried memories. He wished them happiness, even if it wasn't with him. That's a rare kind of grace. The kind that comes from someone who understands that love isn't about ownership, but about gratitude for having known someone at all. To this day, the women who loved Elvis, speak of him with warmth in their voice. They remember the laughter, the long talks, the little kindness, and they all say the same thing, that he was good to the core. One of them said, he had this gentleness about him. You felt safe with Elvis. You felt seen. Another said he was the kind of man who wanted everyone to feel loved, not just him. They don't describe a superstar. They describe a soul. Elvis Presley was many things. An actor, a singer, a dreamer, a son. But in the end, what those who love him remember most is his kindness. He treated love like music, sometimes loud, sometimes soft, but always from the heart. The women who knew him best remember a man who never stopped giving, never stopped caring, never stopped believing in love. And maybe that's why the world still does too. Because Elvis Presley didn't just sing about love, he was love. And love like that never fades. It just echoes, softly, endlessly, through every life it touched.